From WNEP, the news station. This is Newswatch 16 at 11.
Tonight, 2 people are charged with murder in connection to a deadly fire over a year ago. The latest in a live report.
Safety at a mobile home park in question after residents were without water for 3 days. We are live with the landlord's whereabouts and why he can't be reached. Our top stories tonight on Newswatch 16 at 11. Good evening, everyone. I'm John Meyer in for Scott Schaefer.
And I'm Charlotte McBride. We begin tonight with breaking news in Luzerne County, where 2 people were arrested for a murder in Hazleton last year.
Police say the 2 torched a building and a man died in that fire. The 2 were just arraigned. Newswatch 16's Sarah Bynowski is live in Hazleton with more. Sarah.
Well, John and Charlotte, 65-year-old Thomas McQueen and 53-year-old Alice Rymiller, both of Hazleton, are facing charges of second-degree murder and arson tonight.
Did you guys mean to set the fire?
None of your business.
Why did you set the fire then?
We didn't.
You didn't set the fire?
No, I didn't.
Can you tell me what happened that night?
None of your business.
McQueen and Rymiller accused of intentionally torching a rooming house on East Mine Street in Hazleton last year. They lived there at the time. That fire left 1 man dead. Police say they were fighting on that day, and McQueen lit a box on fire, throwing it at Rymiller, torching the room and eventually the entire building.
Basically, the investigation took a little bit because we had the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms reconstructed, along with the fire marshal from the Pennsylvania State Police. And then we met with the district attorney several times before the charges were actually filed.
Police say Rymiller was burned trying to escape that fire. Both Rymiller and McQueen are locked up tonight in Luzerne County Jail without bail. They are due back in court on August 9th. Sarah Bynowski, Newswatch 16, reporting live tonight in Hazleton.
All right, Sarah, thank you.
Residents at a mobile home park in Lackawanna County are being put on notice that their homes are no longer safe to live in.
Warning notices were tacked up this afternoon at Valley View Estates in Archbald. Newswatch 16's Peggy Lee live in Archbald tonight to explain. Peggy.
Well, John and Charlotte, Pennsylvania American Water shut off water service to Valley View Estates 3 days ago due to outstanding past bills. Residents say their landlord hasn't paid those bills, and he's now in jail. And tonight, borough officials told residents it isn't safe for them to stay in their homes with no water.
As worried residents looked on, inspectors with a private firm went door to door in Valley View Estates, putting warning notices on doors. They were brought in by Archbald officials to alert residents their mobile home park was no longer safe to live in.
It's deplorable, and we go through this every month because he's not doing anything.
And back in September 2015, Pennsylvania American Water shut off water service to that park for this same exact reason. Tonight, the water company tells us it is providing a water tanker for residents at the park. Peggy Lee, Newswatch 16, reporting live here in Lackawanna County.
All right, Peggy, thank you. New at 11 tonight, an insurance agent in Lackawanna County is accused of letting clients' policies lapse, then overbilling them. Timothy Hewitt of South Abington Township faces theft, fraud, and other charges. Authorities say Hewitt overcharged one client nearly $200,000 and forged insurance documents.
Planned Parenthood has announced plans to close its medical center in Stroudsburg. Officials with Planned Parenthood say closing the location on North 7th Street will allow them to expand services and extend hours at other locations. The nonprofit organization closed its location in Scranton late last year. Planned Parenthood provides health services to women and teenagers.
Officials say a patient started the fire at Williamsport Regional Medical Center. The fire chief tells us the patient used a lighter yesterday afternoon to set her hospital gown on fire. Authorities say she was being treated for physical and mental illness on the 6th floor. She had to be flown to a hospital in the Lehigh Valley where she remains in critical condition. The fire chief says 2 employees who tried to put out the fire suffered burns on their hands and wrists.
That was their patient under their care, and until they got up to the point where they got burned, they were doing that. They were still taking care of that patient. So my hat's off to them.
No other rooms were damaged by the fire. The fire here at Williamsport Regional Medical Center has been ruled accidental.
The mayor of Allentown and the former mayor of Reading are scheduled to appear in court tomorrow to face federal corruption charges. The federal indictments against Allentown Mayor Ed Pawlowski and ex-Reading Mayor Vaughn Spencer were made public today. They allege both lawmakers gave out city contracts in exchange for political contributions. 11 other high-ranking officials and businessmen have pleaded guilty since the FBI raided both city halls more than 2 years ago.
I think it really destroys the respect that our citizens have for its leaders, and they are entitled to so much better. And it is outrageous that we find ourselves in a situation again and again where we are in fact having to prosecute corruption.
Pawlowski, who was first elected in 2005, has acknowledged the indictment but says he has no plan to resign. He is running for a 4th term as Allentown mayor. It's another night that the air conditioners can get a little break.
Meteorologist John Hickey in the backyard with a first look at the forecast. Hey, John.
Yeah, Charlotte, John, we're not sweating it out here tonight. Finally, a nice little stretch here where, not super humid, the hair days are getting better, and that is something that's going to continue with one little blip in the radar. We'll do that for you in a full forecast in just a couple of minutes.
All right, we'll see you in a bit.
Thanks, John.
Keystone College has announced what it calls a major development plan. Today, college officials discussed a new $3 million building complex will be built on the campus's Wyoming County side along College Avenue in La Plume. Plans for the complex include a Dunkin' Donuts Express, a Steak and Shake restaurant, a bank, the relocated campus shop, and a fitness center, all of which will be open to the public.
Well, we're primarily a rural college, and so we're in the middle of both Tunkhannock and Clark Summit, and so it's an option for them. I think it's really going to create some excitement as well as a place to meet, to read, to talk.
The project is being paid for by grants and developers. It should be open by spring here at Keystone College.
A PennDOT manager is telling his story after police and coworkers say he went above and beyond to save a bald eagle in Schuylkill County.
The eagle was hit by a car near Tamaqua yesterday morning, and Newswatch 16's Sarah Bynowski shows us the community's efforts to save the eagle.
Thomas Rogel is a PennDOT maintenance manager in Schuylkill County. He was on his way to work when he spotted something dark in the middle of Route 443 near Tamaqua. He looked closer and saw that something was a bald eagle.
It's a sad end of the story, but I think we did the right thing. We'd do it again if we had to.
Sarah Bynowski, Newswatch 16, Schuylkill County.
A sudden and sweeping policy change in the U.S. Armed Forces.
Tonight, fallout continues after President Trump's tweets barring transgender individuals from serving in the military.
And the TSA's new electronics policy that will likely affect you the next time you fly. Details next on Newswatch 16 at 11.